Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King. And today I'm going to be giving you part 35 of What If Kurama gave Naruto a dojutsu. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual, share it to all of your friends on your social media platform and enjoy. And also on my second channel, go ahead and check out Uchiha Naruto the Sage. I did a new episode of that, so go ahead and enjoy that. And I also did a new episode of What If Naruto got a new bloodline. So switch across and check out Anime King 2. And if this is the first time you're hearing about my second channel, I'll be leaving a link at the top of the description for you guys to go across and have fun and enjoy. And also on this channel, I just posted What If Tsunade was Naruto's mother, so go ahead and check that out and enjoy as well. And if you're new to this channel and it's the first time you hear my voice, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and click that red subscribe button and join the Anime King family and be a part of the channel. And thank you all for your support and help. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So last time we left off, Naruto was notified that he was going to face off against Akira, as Akira wanted to fight him for the honor of being with Tasumi, but Akira really wanted to take over the clan and get Naruto out of it. Naruto also has been helping Kurama and Uncle train, as he told the both of them that they will have to wear a blindfold for the entire week. They need to use their other senses around the village so they can fight off against the Sharingan. So yeah, after giving them the blindfold, Kurama and Uncle headed off, being escorted by a clone. So yeah, that was the last part we left off. You guys can switch across the playlist and check it out for yourself. This episode starts right after Naruto finished signing all of those papers. As we start with Naruto, he was jumping across from rooftop to rooftop, as it was night. As he was jumping, he saw the village lights giving the village a lovely glow that made him smile. It was just him and Hana tonight. After 3 minutes of running, Naruto appeared in front of the Inuzaka compound and he opened the slated door. Tasumi was sitting on the couch, reading a book about genjutsu until she saw Naruto. "Why hello Naruto, you look great." As Naruto thanked her as he went to sit down, and they started to talk, as they then heard footsteps on the stairs, as they turned around to see Kiba in some casual clothes. "Hey Kiba, where are you going?" Naruto asked as Kiba turned to see his best friend sitting right beside his mother. Kiba grinned as he walked up to Naruto and patted Naruto on the shoulder. "Well, Tenten and I have another date, so I'm taking her to the barbecue joint. I'm gonna go pick her up. Oh, and she also tell me that she's going to be there watching you kick Akira's ass, so you better not lose," Kiba told him. Naruto smirked with a nod, as he then turned to Tasumi. "By the way, where is he anyways, Tasumi?" Naruto asked, as Tasumi's smile turned into a slight glare. "He says that he's going to stay in the woods for training. I think he's coming back today. Remember Naruto, you're going to fight him in a week," Tasumi told him. Naruto nodded, as he then rubbed Tasumi's shoulders, making her letting out a groan from the softness of Naruto's hands. "Don't worry Tasumi, I will be damned if I lose you or Hana. You're both mine," Naruto said, as he stand towards his feet. Tasumi blushed at his smooth talk, as they then heard footsteps again. Everyone then turned as they saw Hana walking down the stairs, as Naruto's eyes went wide. "God, I can die now," Naruto thought, as Hana came down the stairs. She was wearing a red dress with strings that held it up over her shoulder. It went down to her ankles, where she was wearing red shoes, and her hair wasn't in the usual ponytail that she usually had it in. No, this time she allowed all of her hair to flow down past her shoulders. She was one word: stunning. "Hello Naruto. How do I look?" Hana asked. Naruto's only response was to stare and admire the perfection in front of him. Tasumi laughed at his reaction, and Hana giggled as Kiba waved his hand in front of Naruto's face. "I think you broke him, sister," Kiba replied, as Naruto then awoken from his stupor. "Hana, you look amazing. Did you pick that dress for me?" Naruto asked, making Hana blush slightly, as she then nodded. He smiled, as he then put his arms around Hana's. Well then, shall I take you on our date then? Hana giggled again and nodded, as they say goodbye to Kiba and Tasume as they left with Naruto and Hana. Having left the Inuzaka compound, Naruto brought Hana in the streets of Konoha. Both walked through the streets as they could feel a stare on them. Hana blushed, but Naruto didn't seem to mind. So Naruto, how do you plan on beating Akira? He's the toughest outside of our clan, besides Mom. Hana asked, but she wasn't sure why she was bringing something up like this. Hana was about to apologize for talking about something like that on their date, but Naruto just gained a mysterious grin on his face. Don't worry about that, Hana. I haven't been slacking either. I've been working on a way to use my Saiyan Jutsu, and I will shock you all. But don't worry about anything. I won't lose you to anyone. Now, enough of that. You, come with me, Naruto said, as he dragged her, as she went away with Naruto, as she wasn't going to bring up that topic anymore, as it was too unpleasant. Both walked a little bit longer until they came up to the new place that Naruto had reserved for Hana. The Red Dragon was an exquisite place that any man wanted to take his woman for a date. Granted, the food was super expensive, but it was so good it made up for the cost. Naruto and Hana saw a lot of people in front of the door, and Hana sighed. I don't think we're getting in with that crowd, Naruto, Hana said, as Naruto grinned as he gently placed a hand on Hana's shoulder. Don't you remember what I told you, Hana? Naruto asked her. Hana raised her eyebrow, and before she could ask, Naruto pushed past as he pulled her to the front, not minding the people, but they were stopped by one of the guards. Name, he said, as he looked at Hana and then looked at Naruto. My name is Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze. I have made a reservation, Naruto told him. Hana then heard people start to mutter about Naruto and his name, Namikaze. She then giggled, realizing the name, as the name Namikaze was basically a celebrity name. She also got some jealous look from the female population, but Hana just grinned, as she was happy that she was the one on the date with Naruto. The man went down the list as he repeated, Namikaze? Oh yes, here you are. Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze, top floor room. This way, sir, the man said, opening the door for Naruto. Naruto held on to Hana's hand as he leaded her inside. After getting inside, Hana stared at the place. It was amazing. There were multiple tables lined up perfectly next to the windows. There were 3 upper rooms, each looking more expensive and better than the last. Naruto guided Hana up at the second stairs and they stopped on that floor. This place had red wallpaper covered in golden dragon symbol. Hana was surprised at how expensive and beautiful the place looked as they were then brought up to a door. Naruto opened the door as Hana walked inside. As her eyes widened again, Naruto, this is... Hana stared at a private room for 2. With great view of Konoha as glass was everywhere, they could see all the beautiful lights, especially since it was night of Konoha. You will be surprised what I can do and buy with the mission that I do, Hana. Granted that I have my father's inheritance to spend, Naruto said as he rubbed the back of his head. Hana turned around as she grabbed Naruto's head and brought his lips to hers. Naruto widened his eyes as he didn't expect a kiss from Hana so early on, but he wasn't complaining. As Naruto was there enjoying the softness of the kiss, Hana then pulled back as she blushed. Well, it's amazing, Naruto. The view is wonderful here, Hana said as she stared outside. Naruto chuckled at Hana's interest as he then pulled out her seat, allowing her to sit down. As he then went to his seat. As they waited for their food, Naruto and Hana talked about their relationship over the years. Naruto told Hana about his clan and a ton of paperwork that come with it, as Hana laughed at Naruto's expense. Hana then told Naruto that she knew about his training with Anko and Kurenai, as she met Anko a bit earlier on, and Anko was wearing the blindfold an uncle really wants to mess you up, said Hana as she looked at Naruto. Naruto chuckled and rubbed the back of his head. Really? For what? She said that you giving her the blindfold was just a stupid prank, even though it will help her, but you just wanted her to look foolish. Did she take it off? Naruto asked. Well, in the end, she decided to keep on wearing it. She said she wanted to see how far the training will go. It was then their food was served, as Naruto showed that Hana would like it, as he got beef steak with rice and steamed vegetable. Hana had some grilled chicken and steamed vegetable. As both of them dug into their food and Hana's eyes gleamed, the food was amazing. Not to mention the mood around them seemed to enhance the beauty and the aroma of the room. Both ate their food in silence. They did make casual conversation, but that was it. Naruto, Hana said, as Naruto looked up from his plate. She was playing with her vegetable on the plate, as she seemed to be nervous about something. What is it, Hana? Naruto asked. Hana sighed as she looked out the window, but then she looked back to Naruto and gently touched his hand. I want insurance, Naruto. Please tell me how you can win against Akira. It's not that I doubt you, I don't. The thing is, I'm actually scared. After Dad left, Mom pretty much shut herself off from the world. She did have me and Kiba, but I could tell that she was sad. I knew all of that brave and indestructible strength that she had was just a show in front of us. Really inside, her heart was broken. And you're the only person that Mom has entrusted her heart to again. And I don't want something as foolish as Akira to take that away. So Naruto, if you have a technique or a style that can beat Akira, please tell me, Hana said to him. Naruto simply sighed as Hana lowered her gaze in sadness. She just ruined her date and she hated herself for that. She was about to apologize, but then he grabbed her hand, making her look up at him. Alright Hana, I will tell you. The thing I am trying to do with my sand control, it's a new technique. It's called Flame Sand Control, Naruto told her. Hana raised her eyebrow at the name, as she waited for him to explain. It involves coating my sand in oil and using fire chakra to ignite it. It's like burning sand to its limit. I am freely able to control the sand and the fire around it. Naruto replied, as Hana was confused by Naruto's words. Light sand on fire? It sounded weird. Naruto, I don't really understand. Mind explaining? Hana asked, as Naruto chuckled and decided to explain his technique to her. Granted, he didn't know that much, but he knew that it was down. As he explained, after the explanation, Hana seemed to have calmed down a bit. I haven't told this to anyone yet, so keep it a secret, Naruto told her. Hana nodded as she continued to eat her food, as the two enjoyed their date in peace. A little later, the both of them were walking back home, Hana having a wonderful time. As the both of them walked, Naruto and Hana suddenly hear a yell that made the both of them turn. Hey brat! As both of them turned to see Akira a few feet away from them. Naruto moved in front of Hana. What do you want? Naruto asked in a venomous voice. Akira approached him and Naruto was ready for anything. Calm down brat, I will kick your ass. When this week is over, enjoy your time with Tatsumi and Hana. Because it's the last time you will ever be with them, Akira said, walking past Naruto as he bumped Naruto on the shoulder a little bit. Hana narrowed her eyes as she watched Akira go off in a distance. I am sorry Naruto, Hana apologized. Naruto chuckled as he rubbed the back of his head. It's alright Hana, you don't have anything to apologize for. As Naruto smiled at her, as she gave a soft smile and the both of them walked off. 1 week later, as the match was coming up, as it was Naruto with Kasumi versus Akira and his companion, it took some convincing for people to believe that Kasumi was Naruto's original companion. But Kuramaru had smelled that it was his daughter, and after that they agreed. Naruto also helped out Kurunai and Anko with their training, as the training was starting to pay off. Kurunai could now make it from her house to the Hokage mansion without any trouble, as she was able to feel and sense everything around her. Anko could do the same but go a bit farther, as not to mention they got better at fighting without using their eyes. In the week, many things happened. Haku told Naruto that she would be training with Tsunade, and Naruto was happy with her with that. Fu had also finished learning her sealing jutsu from the book, and Naruto had her practicing on simple seals at start, and then he would have her read an advanced book. Fu seemed really well to go with sealing jutsu. Naruto didn't know why, but he wasn't about to complain. He also got closer to Fu, as she told him about her life, and Naruto told her about his, as the both of them got more comfortable with each other. Currently, Naruto was walking with Fu, Haku, the Kyuubi, Kasumi and Kushina to the Inuzaka compound. They could all hear people muttering about the fight he was going to have with Akira, and it pissed him off. He still couldn't believe that things happened like this, but he was going to make Akira pay. He would show him what happened when he tried to muscle in on things that he earned. He wouldn't let some selfish bastard take what was his. It didn't take long as they got there. As they went around the back into the yard, everyone was there. As he saw Kiba, Hana, and Tatsumi, even Kakashi, Genma, Tsunade, Shizune, Anko, Kurunai, and also the Konoha rookies were there as well. This was a clan affair, so he didn't know why they were there. "Hey Naruto, Kiba told us about your fight and he allowed us to attend," Tenten said as she leaned on Kiba's shoulder. Kiba gave a sheepish chuckle when Naruto glared playfully at him. "Alright Naruto, let your youth explode as you fight your unyouthful opponent," Lee said, making Naruto's sweat drop. He even saw Ino and Sakura arguing over Sasuke. Sasuke also looked at Naruto, and the both of them had a staring match. "Try not to lose too badly, idiot," Sasuke said at him, as Naruto glared at him and sighed. "I am not you, Sasuke," Naruto said to him, making Sasuke seethe in anger. Naruto and Haku then made their way through the crowd as they came up on a large area, the field. It had multiple claw marks and scratches. It really showed the history about how the Inuzaka fight here. And in the middle of that area, it was none other than Akira, along with his companion. His companion looked about half the size of Koromaru. His fur was black, and red stripes patterned all over him. "Kasumi, just to ask, but do you know him?" Naruto asked as he pointed at the dog. Kasumi sighed and then nodded. "Yep, he's Keitomaru. When we were pups, he always tried to follow me around everywhere. He was creepy to me," Kasumi said, as Naruto nodded. Akira then turned to Naruto. "Well, at least you show up, chicken," Akira said. Naruto rolled his eyes, and then Tsunade stand between them. "Alright, this fight is for control of the Inuzaka compound. No matter who wins, there will be no complaint after this is over. Understood?" Tsunade asked. Akira and Keitomaru nodded. She then turned to Kasumi and Naruto nodded also, as she then turned and looked at both of them again and sighed. "Alright then, fight," she said as she backed up. Akira and Keitomaru grinned as they immediately charged at Naruto and Kasumi. "Alright brat, now is the time that you disappear from Kasumi's life forever," Akira said out loud. Naruto and Kasumi nodded to each other as they ran at Akira. Naruto threw a kunai at Akira as Akira threw a kunai for himself, as both kunai slammed in each other and fell to the ground. Kasumi dropped to all four as she went into a fight with Keitomaru. Everyone watched the fight get started. Naruto sent a punch to Akira. Akira blocked. Naruto then dropped to the ground as he used his hand and turned as he used his feet and kicked Akira straight up in the air. Naruto then went through some hand signs as he held out his hand, as his hand cackled with lightning. as everyone widened their eyes at the ability that Naruto is using. Naruto then ran at Akira as Akira backflipped in the air and landed as he saw Naruto running towards him. "Please kid, that idiot jutsu won't stop me," Akira said, and with a twist of his body, he started spinning at Naruto violently. "Getsuga!" Akira yelled as he spiraled at Naruto. Naruto smiled as he jumped in the air. Even with the Chidori on his hand, he started to spin as he combined the techniques. "Lightning piercing fang!" Naruto yelled, as everyone was shocked when they saw the Inuzaka technique turn into a spinning lightning charge as a lightning swirled around Naruto as he spun violently. Naruto and Akira then slammed together in a clash. Kasumi and Kidamaru stared at the two, but Kidamaru used Kasumi's stare as a distraction as he then poof. As when Kasumi turned around back, she saw a black-haired guy standing there with red stripes as he has used the Beast Clone Jutsu. "So, that is your form when you use the Beast Clone Jutsu?" Kasumi asked. Kidamaru grinned as he ran at Kasumi. Kasumi ran at him as well. The two gripped each other's hands and started to struggle against each other. "Still the same old arrogant mutt, Kidamaru?" Kasumi asked with a narrowed eyes as Kidamaru just looked at her. "Please, it's not like you changed either. You actually disgrace your own kind for being with a human. Even if the others don't mind, I find you sick." "Your love for that blonde idiot over there is disgusting," Kidamaru replied, as he used his leg to strike Kasumi in her stomach. Kasumi gasped as she fell to the ground in pain as she grabbed her stomach. "What's that look for?" Kidamaru said, as Kasumi's hair grew wilder. Her claws scratched at the ground as she stood to her feet. She really hated that only she, the Kyuubi and Naruto could understand what Kidamaru was saying. But she then grinned, as with a chuckle that confused Kidamaru. "That's right, Kidamaru, it might be sick, my unnatural love for Naruto. But there is something that will never change. Naruto loves me. He cares about me," Kasumi said in a yell, as she then vanished in a burst of speed as she appeared in front of him and slammed her fist into his jaw, sending him flying toward a tree as he slammed right into it. "Thank you, Naruto," Kasumi said with a smile. Meanwhile, Naruto and Akira were still fighting as Naruto was on the defensive. Naruto then looked over at Kasumi as he smirked. He then maneuvered his foot and sidestepped Akira as he then flipped back and started to go through hand signs. Naruto finished his hand sign as he slammed the ground. "Ice release, ice wall," Naruto yelled. A massive ice wall came between him and Naruto as Akira slashed at the wall, but it didn't even make a scratch. "I didn't know that Kasumi's mate was a coward. Why don't you fight me, Uzumaki?" Akira yelled out. Naruto narrowed his eyes and softly pressed his hand to the ice wall. "Why don't you go back to the Ice Age?" Naruto asked as he slammed his hand on the wall. As ice spikes came out of the wall and fly towards Akira, who flipped out of the way as he jumped back. He flipped in the air 3 times and he landed. As he did, he realized that he couldn't move. Naruto has used the ice on the ground, as the 3 spikes were just a distraction, as his foot was frozen in place. He then heard something, a noise, as Naruto held out his hand, building a Rasengan, as Naruto ran straight up the wall as he looked at Akira. "Now, take this," Naruto said as he pushed off with incredible speed as he slammed the Rasengan into Akira, sending the man spiraling into the trees. Kidamaru widened his eyes as he ran after his master as Naruto grinned. "Looks like that distraction worked," Naruto said as he then heard some people clap. "Naruto is amazing! Look at his youthful explosion," Lee said, making everyone's sweat drop. "Uzumaki Naruto is really impressive, but this fight isn't over. You can tell that neither of them are trying," Neji responded. Hinata activated her Byakugan as she looked forward. "He's not exhausted and he looked fine internally." But Neji is right. Naruto's fight isn't over. Yeah, as much as I hate to admit it, Akira is tough enough to handle that. He's actually Jonin level material, but he says being a Chunin is lesser work. Said Kiba, making everyone's sweat drop. Naruto and Kasumi waited for them to appear, but then they felt that evil chakra. It was familiar. Naruto could recognize it if only he had remembered. It was vile and had a choking feeling. Akira and Kidamaru appeared out of the woods and surprised everyone. Akira's face and arms were covered in black marking, while everyone was shocked as he had a sick grin on his face. It was then that it hit Naruto. Sasuke and Anko widened their eyes as the both of them ran their hand over their curse mark. Kid, this fight is just beginning to be fun. I'm gonna rip out your heart and feed it back to you, Akira said. Are you an idiot? That power will kill you. What is Kasumi going to do if you act like this with the clan? Naruto yelled out to Akira, as Akira only laughed. It won't matter what Kasumi wants. I will be the head of the clan and you will be gone, never to appear in the Inuzaka clan ever again. Naruto tightened his fists as Kasumi stood back as sand swirled around Naruto. That's Gaara's attack, said Lee as he raised an eyebrow. No, it's different. Look, is that steam? Asked Neji. Everyone looked closely as they saw that steam was actually coming out of the sand. The sand lost its brownish color and became more crimson color, like the autumn dead leaves that fall. I will make you pay, Akira. I will be damned if you get to lead the clan. I will make you regret going up against me and Kasumi, Naruto said, as the sand twirled around him with steam coming from it. As the steam that was coming off of it was enough to make everyone sweat from the heat of it. What kind of sand is that? Lee said, while Kakashi activated his Sharingan and Neji activated his Byakugan. They looked into Naruto's chakra network and nearly widened their eyes. So that's what he's doing, Neji said, bringing everyone's attention to him, as Kakashi chuckled with himself. What is Naruto doing, Neji? Asked Tenten. Everyone grouped around him, and even some of the Chunins leaned in close to hear. Neji gave a small smile as he looked at Naruto. Naruto-san is manipulating the chakra network into his fire affinity. It is leaking from his body, and he put the fire into the sand, which is increasing the degrees. That accounts for the sand crimson color and the steam. It's amazing that Naruto can do that. The chakra control that it takes to do that must be insane, Neji said, as everyone stared at Naruto. As his eyes were shining the Shinsei Nagan. Meanwhile, Akira's body was glowing with purple chakra as the markings swirled all over his body. Alright, let's go, brat. I will mop the floor with your blood, Akira said, as he vanished in a burst of speed. Akira then came and tried to punch at Naruto, but the sand came at his defense, as Akira quickly pulled back his fist from the burning sand. What? Said Naruto. I don't remember telling it to block. How did it move? Naruto wondered in thought, but he couldn't dwell on it for long as Kidamaru charged at him. Naruto was about to attack, but Kasumi came from behind him and pushed Kidamaru out of the way, out of Naruto's sight. Sorry, but your fight is with me, Kidamaru, Kasumi said with a growl as she went into fighting stance. Naruto then looked over at Kasumi. Kasumi, you ready? Kasumi nodded as Naruto shot out his hand as the sand flew towards Kidamaru and Akira. The both of them dodged as Kasumi then ran up to Kidamaru as she kicked him across the face. She then rushed towards Akira, but he managed to catch her kick in time and hurled her down into the ground. But it wasn't far as Naruto's sand stopped her from hitting down hard as it pulled her back to Naruto. He had already let some of his sand return back to normal so it wouldn't burn Kasumi. Naruto then turned his gaze back to Akira as he let his sand seep into the ground as he runs through hand signs, burning sand, multi-suna spears, Naruto said as he slammed his hand down on the ground. But guys, I'm gonna be ending this episode right here. If you want to see the next part of this, you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification so they posted. Remember to share to all of your friends on your social media platform. But for now, I'm out of here. Peace.